This is a apple tree with right there in the middle, blueberry really close on this one. This is a really tall blueberry, and so we'll see how that goes. I'll probably take that main shoot and just bend it over, just because when I got it, it was, you know, clipped right there, so it sent up these two shoots in the first year. So I'll probably just bend one over and help it, you know, try to create a little bit of a lateral branching, and then just allow it to take a normal shape, hopefully from there. And that's what I found with, you know, grafted trees that you get, you know, where they, a lot of times they'll cut them off, and so, you know, they'll send off a lot of vigorous growth that's kind of not like a natural form would be. But if you can from there, if you can take those branches and help create them into the lateral branches just by training and not pruning them off, the tree will adjust and take a more natural shape and stop all the vigorous shoots. This is a plum. I think this is a European plum. I'm pretty sure. I was wrong. It's a Japanese plum. These haven't. I'm planning a mound around these, and hopefully it'll really help them. Apple tree. Another apple tree. The deer got that one recently. The top or something landed on it, maybe. Looks like maybe like a big bird. Maybe it landed on it and just cracked it off on the top. Need to just cut that off. Another apple tree. This one grew really tall this year, probably 7 feet or so. So that one's doing really well. Go back and start again on the other side. This is a cherry tree right down here. Looks like the tips have died back on the top, but got some healthy buds down here on the sides. And I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but this area in general is kind of in a wet spot. A lot of the water comes down from really the whole neighborhood, and just the way the street flows, and we're the lowest point probably, so it flows down to this area. So these mounds have helped a lot with that. And I also plan to create some pools here in the food forest, you know, like say if I find a wetter spot kind of in the middle, and dig that out, and then take the soil and then just make mounds around the fruit trees that way to help. And so far the ones that have done this have just really started growing. This is a pomegranate right here. I think that's a European plum right there that I actually plan to move. Here's a blueberry right there. There's a pomegranate. This is a plum tree. It's either a European plum or a Japanese plum. I'll try to be better prepared in my next video and actually know which kind it is. This first one, I'm kind of just getting in the groove here. This one died. I think it was a plum tree, maybe a cherry, but it didn't make it last year. Some of the ones that I had gotten had some freeze damage and just never leafed out at all. So these ones that died had that issue. I don't think I had any die that actually grew through the season and then did not survive. So mainly it was just freeze issues. So that was good. It's another blueberry right here in front of a apple tree. This is a pear tree. It's growing pretty well. As you can hear, this area gets wetter right here. And I put in a pool right here, and also with the pools, I also would like to create kind of little ditches like that to kind of connect so that the water can drain out. Hold it in the pools, you know, focus it, and then also the pools will hopefully lower the water table just a touch so that the other soil around it isn't quite so wet, but then they also concentrate with the water and let it seep in around a lot of these trees so they do have good water access, but they also have good well draining soil on top. This is a cherry tree. I'm sorry, this is an apple tree, and it's not doing so hot in this wet spot. Again, plan to mound around this one. This is an older pear tree that you've seen in some other videos probably. It's got just some wild privet growing up around here. I've really liked this growing around it. At first I was going to cut it all out, but creates a nice habitat for some birds, and also just helps protect the bottom of the tree from deer, and nice greenage during, a little bit of green during the winter time. Most of the leaves have fallen out by now, but as you can see they're starting to come back. Looks like there's quite a few fruit buds on these branches now, so may have some good fruit on there for this year. This one's a European plum. I remember that one for sure. I don't know why, but I do. That was one that planted and never came out. Blueberry right here in front of another apple tree. Something died that was right here, and that's actually something wild just growing up. These are all the ones that never leafed out. Oops, my fence fell over with the storm. Thankfully the deer haven't munched on it yet. Go ahead and put this back while I'm thinking about it. So I have short-term memory loss and can't remember unless I do it right when I'm thinking of it. Blueberries in the front right here. This was an elderberry that was struggling in another spot, and but I think it didn't make it, and I pretty much knew it when I transplanted it, but just wanted to see. But checked it the other day and I don't think it made it. So in this spot, this is how I like to have most of them, with the two blueberries kind of on the corners, and that's kind of southeast of the tree and southwest of the tree. So like this is south right here, and I'm thinking that'll do good. There's an elderberry right here. That was the apple from a while ago. Let's see. This is a cherry right here. This one's done pretty good, sending up some small shoots from the first year. We're not a heavy growing cherry area, so especially with these sweet cherries, they're all sweet cherries. If I failed to mention that, probably did. But with especially sweet cherries, I haven't heard of anybody growing sweet cherries within a huge distance from us at all. So these are highly experimental, but the ones up front are doing really good. So I have some hope for them for sure. So we'll see how they do.